guys? I don't even know if my voice is. There we go. We're live! Woo! I'm just waiting for some people to join. I'm going to go ahead and cut up the sheet of participants in the challenge. And these names that I have handwritten will go in the little jar of destiny. And we'll see who gets it at the end. How you guys been? I know I'm a little bit early, but I figured why not? I'll give you a little announcement, a heads up. Time to get on. If you don't catch it live and you're watching the replay, what I am doing right now is cutting up pieces of paper to go in this little thingy. And at the end of this live, I will draw the winner of the $10 gift card. I didn't see any bingos, but I know that when I was planning this challenge, it ended up being in the middle of one of the craziest times of our lives, probably. So, lots of grace all around. I just counted the people who participated in different posts and chats, and names are going in, guys. So stick around till the end to see who it is. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. Anyone? I wonder who it'll be. I am all ready. I have my water. I have my notes. I have my pretty clipboard. And I have my names. If you hit the replay, I'm sorry, you want to wait till about the 2-minute mark. It is 7 o'clock now, Central Time, which is when I said I would start. I just went on a little early to give everybody a heads up. So the names are in the, I don't even know what you call this, thing of destiny, jar of destiny. And I'll bring that out again in a little bit here. So I have to admit that I tried so hard to get this down to a manageable amount, and I don't want to overwhelm you with my ways to avoid overwhelm. However, I kept coming up with them, and I figured, if one doesn't work for you, maybe another one will. So we're just going to dive right in, and we're going to talk about ways that you can ditch overwhelm when you're looking around and the house is a wreck and you don't even know where to start. A little tiny bit of background. This probably would have been a very useful list, and let's face it, it's still a useful list. For me, 5, 10, 15 years ago. I make no secret of the fact that I am a messy in recovery. So this is tried and true. It's things that I have done for myself, or it's things that when I was researching, I thought, the guys in the Clutter Fighters group might like it. So here we go. Got my list. We're just going to hit it. Okay. 10 easy ways to combat feelings of overwhelm and one hard one. So guys, maybe when you look around and there's piles everywhere in the living room, or you have clothes on the floor, or there's papers, junk mail, things that you meant to get around to and didn't, here's the things that you can do. Start in the spot that is easiest. Don't try to tackle the hard spot. Start in the spot that is easiest. This is my number one, and not just on the list, but like number one for me personally, hack that I have. And that is, if I don't know where to start, I head to the front door. Because you know what? My entryway is not very big, and it's really easy to clean. I just put the shoes where they go. I tidy up the little key box, and boom, done. And so when I need a little pick me up, when I need a boost, when I need motivation, and I just need to get the momentum going, I head to the front door and work my way in, because it's usually the easiest spot. This might be another room for you, maybe like a guest room that you don't use very much, or a hall bathroom or something like that. But start with the easiest. spot for you. And that is my number one tip. Okay, moving on down. Number 2, practice deep breathing. If you need to, take a minute and just that anxiety that you're feeling about that's causing the overwhelm, that is a physical sensation that you can work on. You can. It's not just clutter that brings out this sensation. It's lots of different things. And so deep breathing helps. It helps calm down your nervous system. Okay. 3, another one that I really like, use a musical timer, because this way you don't have to look at the clock. I keep saying, just do 5, 10, 15 minutes. And that's great. Use a musical timer. Reduce visual clutter. Sometimes what's really driving us nuts is the fact that we just have too much that we see. And so when we start taking away the things to look at in a room, i.e. the clutter, even if you're just hiding it in a box, like I know a lot of decluttering experts and professional organizers would be like, no, absolutely, get rid of it right away. But if you need to, just to get through the process, get it out of the way and put it somewhere where it can be stored a little longer, do that. It'll help you with the overwhelm. Okay, another quick tip, toss the trash first. Really easy one. Take out cups. We always have Starbucks cups on our bar. Drives me nuts, but we do, and that's our clutter. So just toss it. Just toss it. Number 6, divide each room up into sections and then only tackle one section at a time. Number 7, take it all out. This is really useful for cupboards or closets and that sort of thing. Take it all out and only put a little bit back in. Just put back in what actually goes there. If it's your kitchen utensil drawer, for instance, only put the utensils that you use on a regular basis in that drawer. If it's not a utensil that you use on a regular basis, it's out of there. Okay, number 8, write down your to-do list before it feels like a jumble mess in your mind. Just getting it out on paper can help. Then you can see, okay, this is the number of tasks that I have. And remember I said, break it down into 5, 10-minute tasks. If you need to keep breaking it down, a paper is a really good way to do that. And then you have a to-do list. Just don't lose it. Maybe put it somewhere you'll remember it. Number 9, go out and refresh in nature for 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes just getting some, what's my husband say? Variated green or something like that. It's this idea that nature is really refreshing because that you can't find a pattern in it necessarily. There's just all kinds of different things to look at. There's always something to look at, and it's very refreshing to our mind in a calming way, not in a clutter way. 10, focus on what is most important. Fix the things that are most irritating to you right now. Where's the bottleneck? What's holding you up from getting to the dishes in the sink? Tackle that thing. 11, call a friend who lets you vent. 12, check to see if you are a highly sensitive person. Now, if you aren't familiar with this term, highly sensitive people are those that, and I'm probably going to mess this up, but they're people that are extra sensitive to visual and auditory input, especially, and that can really mess with us. I'm a highly sensitive person. So it doesn't mean that you burst into tears at the slightest provocation. It doesn't mean that you have a thin skin. What it means is simply that if there is like a crowd, if you feel uncomfortable in crowds with all the noises and people and sensations, you might be a highly sensitive person. If you get easily overwhelmed, like say in a kindergarten classroom where there's charts everywhere and colors everywhere and that sort of thing, then you might be a highly sensitive person visually. So I have a test that I'll link to in the notes for this show, and then you can take that and see if maybe this applies to you, and maybe that can help you understand and combat some of these feelings of overwhelm. 13, take note of your triggers, and this kind of goes back to the last one. Maybe journal about it. And 14, start small. Maybe you just need to dive into one drawer. Hi, Crystal. Yeah, no, that's fine. Totally. Watch the replay. That's good. But I'm glad you're here. 15, create a place of respite. This is something I read from somebody else, and I thought, wow, that is a great idea. I never thought about that. And that is if you're getting super overwhelmed by things that you're seeing everywhere, because let's face it, decluttering can sometimes make more of a mess than you started with, like that messy middle. And so what Chrissy of Organize My House, organize with an S, she must be British. She says, create a place of respite, which is a spot where you can seek shelter from all of that chaos and just rejuvenate for a little bit. 16, reward yourself for the small victories. Gold star! Woo! 17, join a decluttering challenge or community. You guys already did that. And 18, if all else fails, employ what I very newly minted, the laundry basket method. And I do this. I will be honest, I do this. Again, probably goes against the protocol of a lot of organizers out there and a lot of decluttering experts out there, but I'm not them. I'm me, and I do what works for me. And I'm just throwing this out there in case it will work for you. So if you just can't even grab a laundry basket, you might have to empty one. And then go to the spot that you're trying to declutter and just put everything in the basket and walk out. Now, you will still have to go through everything in that basket, but you might be able to take it somewhere else to do the decluttering where it's not as overwhelming. Like, again, if you need that place of respite and maybe you're decluttering the place of respite, then maybe take it somewhere where you are able to do that. And a small home, gonna be a little harder. But maybe you just have a corner or a spot or something. Sometimes I like to sort things when I'm watching my favorite television show and kind of reward myself for the tedious task. But yeah, when all else fails and you really need the area to be clean that you're messing up while you're decluttering, grab the old laundry basket and take it away. Okay. Nearing the end, this is going to be a little bit longer than 12 minutes, guys. We're at the 12-minute mark currently, but I did start a couple of minutes early. So I'm going to try to go through this quickly, but I don't want to be too quick because I don't want to talk so fast that people can't understand. I will say, though, this is a good spot to stop. I will say that everything on this list I am going to make available to everybody in a Google document, and I will add the link to that so that you can access it and read it for yourself. Some of the things that I'm about to talk about especially will have citations to them, places that I went where I read what I'm about to tell you, and because I'm not an expert in this particular topic, so you can go through the Google Doc and click on the link and read more for yourself. Also, I linked to some visual and musical timers for 5, 10, 15, and 20 minutes. I have a playlist of those over on my YouTube channel, which is a bare minimum channel, but hey, at least I can link to that for you. And I also have some additional links to my blog pages that may go into some of this in a little more detail. So check it out. Okay, moving on. And this is the spot where I'm going to just put out a little disclaimer, and that is I am not a doctor. I am not certified or equipped to make give medical advice, obviously. So take this at just like an educational level, but I'm about to dive a little bit deeper. So one more quick tip is learn about the link between clutter and depression. And I won't go into that too much because there's lots of articles when you look for that, and under Google, you can find a lot of that information on that. But one of the links there is that clutter has been proven that when women specifically look at clutter, this could tell us something. When women specifically look at clutter, it raises our cortisol. And cortisol in turn, raises that stress. And so you're not crazy. it isn't, just something that you're like, wow, why is this just me? No, it's not just you. There is a direct link between looking at clutter and your cortisol rising. So check out that link in the document I've given and see more for yourself. But that's just a little quick tip that maybe just even knowing that can help you. So the logical tip after that is find ways to reduce your cortisol. So I did a little search, and here are some of the things that can help reduce cortisol: getting enough sleep, exercising gently, eating a well-balanced, healthy diet, avoiding caffeine in the late afternoon and evening, taking time to relax and renew, taking or maybe starting a new hobby if it's something that makes you easy but doesn't, declutter, doesn't bring more clutter into your house, and taking fish oil supplements. That one I did not know, so that was very interesting. Now, finally, the last tip, and this is the hard tip. Okay, this is a tip that is seek help if you cannot move past the overwhelm, no matter how hard you try. This could be an indication that that cortisol and that stress has been affecting you a little bit deeper than maybe you realized. And I would highly recommend that you reach out to a therapist or your physician, primary care doctor, anyone like that, someone who can listen to you, look into it a little more, maybe take some blood work, something like that. There could be something off with your blood work, or maybe you just could be dealing with some anxiety and depression and need a little more assistance, whether that is through counseling or whether that is through some medications that can help your mind process things a little better. I mean, I have not made any secret of the fact that I was on some medicine to help with my anxiety last year, and I can tell you it really helps. So if you need to do that, do that. And then the last thing is just going to put this out there, and that is, it's not a tip, it's just something to think about. And why is the clutter there? And I don't mean because I threw my clothes on the floor. Like, the clutter is the clutter there for a deeper reason, one that you need to think about, maybe that you need to journal about or talk with somebody else. I was talking about this with somebody recently, and she reminded me that stuff that we can hold to can often be because we can't deal with another loss in our lives. So no matter where that loss comes from or what kind of loss it is, even if it's a small loss, like the loss of a friend as a child, and not to something tragic, but maybe you just moved away, or anything like that, whatever affected us deeply in our own psyches. Sometimes people have trouble getting rid of clutter because it's one more loss to deal with. And again, that goes back to, if you need to talk to somebody about that, seek that help. But I just wanted to leave that with you, just in case that prompted a little something in your heart, and you said, and you think, that might be me. So I love you guys. You guys have done awesome. I've loved seeing the pictures that have been shared, and I know this has been a crazy, chaotic time. So lots of grace if you did not even declutter one spot and you just listened and looked through the different posts that were put out. I will say that I plan to keep doing decluttering challenges in this group pretty regularly. I probably, not promising, but probably will do my next one end of summer-ish, like back to school. Fingers crossed there is school. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. And I'm hoping next time I do this that I might have some resources to offer you as well. So that's pretty exciting. Now for the good stuff, since we're almost at the 20-minute mark, and this is longer than all the other talks. But first, some water for me. Okay, y'all have worked very hard. And the winner of the $10 gift card, who will need to send me their email address so I can actually email them the digital gift card. Also, let me know if you prefer Amazon or Target, okay? Is Emily Cole-Peg. Emily, let me know if you want Target or Amazon and send me your email so that I can send you a $10 gift card. Woo! Guys, that's it for tonight. Love you all. Have a wonderful evening and good luck decluttering. Bye.